Good howdy, folks. Welcome back to another James Blackburn experience. Today, we are on the North Crest Trail. Well, we're not on the trail yet. We're in the parking lot for the trail, but we're gonna be doing Crest Trail number 130. We got some other folks here, as you can see, that are going up with us. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be an overnighter, so we're gonna do dinner and breakfast on top of the mountain. So what do you say we get going?
We're gonna film a sunset.
Yes, that too. All right, folks, here I am again. Crest Trail number 130, and the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. We're like 5 steps into it. It's gonna be great. Dun, 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 dun. All right, folks, as I was saying last time I was here, this fence is near a bunch of radio towers. It goes on for about a third of a mile or so, and then it turns into true wilderness. Here comes one of my friends on the trail here, good hiking buddy and board game guy, Rick Earthplay. Check out his YouTube channel. Beautiful day to be up here, huh?
Hell yes.
Can't go wrong.
Nope.
All right, folks, continuing the journey. I always love this part of the trail because it's where the fence finally ends and you start heading back into the true forested area. And as you can tell, it's beautiful. Even on a cloudy day, nothing takes away from the beauty of a nice pine forest filled with aspens like this. Just a nice, clean, beautiful trail. All right, as we come out of the forest right there at the trail, this is the first big open space that you come to on the Crest Trail number 130, and it's worth stopping and taking it in because just look how far you can see away. It's just amazing. Look how beautiful that is. This place was putting me in a great mood. I felt like celebrating life again. The forest air was clean and I breathed in the mountain freshness. What a great day. All right, folks, we are officially at the Sandia Mountain Wilderness, Cibola National Forest. So from here on in, we are on public land and you can camp just about anywhere. Of course, it does have to be a certain amount of feet off the trail. I believe it's... The general rule is to camp 100 to 200 feet away from any road, trail, or water source. Hiking in and doing our thing here. It's gonna be awesome. As I sat there and caught my breath, I looked around in wonder and felt truly fortunate to be alive. What a great day. This marks the half-mile mark from the parking lot that we're in. We're not quite going to Del Agua Overlook, which is another 1.5 miles. I think we're only probably heading in another half-mile or so. There's the trail. All right, folks, as you're heading up the trail, it just gets more and more beautiful. You really get in the thick of the forest, and then there's some big overlooks here that you can just see forever. I think we're gonna have a pretty awesome sunset tonight, so I gotta get to camp soon so that I can get shots of this, because look how beautiful that is. The air was cool and felt nice as the excitement continued to build. Boy, this trail is something else. It's like the kind of forest and trail that you see in the movies where you gotta be sure it's make-believe, it's not real. But here it is. It's as real as you can get. All right, we're all kind of going at our own speed. Royd and his 2 sons are up ahead. Rick's behind me a little ways. I'm kind of just somewhere in the middle, going whatever speed feels safe for us. You don't want to push yourself, especially when you're up over 10,000 feet of elevation. Just do what's comfortable. Sometimes it's good to just find a log to sit down on and take a little break. Look at the view. Breathe in the clean air. Yeah. All right, the journey continues. Still beautiful, still amazing. Never ceases to amaze. Something like that. Big old downpour over there. A little time before sunset. Have a feeling it's gonna be one of the best sunsets I probably have ever seen. All right, folks, we made it. We're just above this big rock face here. It's called the Pyramid. And look at that. Nice. That's Royd. You might recognize him from a few of my other videos. We got a couple other varmints back here too with cameras. Oh, those are nice. So we are gonna be camping back in these trees. So that's gonna be awesome. My backpack's there. My tent's gonna go somewhere back here. We'll find it in a second. Backpacking is similar to life. The best rewards come from honest hard work.
Sometimes the amount of work ahead of us seems overwhelming. So just think about that next step, that next section of forest, that next stream crossing. Take one step at a time, and before you know it, there you are. Remember that life is a journey, not a destination. True beauty comes from within, and life is whatever you make it. I felt an almost overwhelming feeling of peace and tranquility. I could feel the forest surrounding me and my stress melting away. I was having one of those moments where I felt truly thankful to be alive. The landscape was so intense and beautiful that I felt tiny in this universe, but at the same time I felt completely connected to it all. It was as if I could feel the universe flowing in my veins. I was nothing and everything all at once. I was beginning to feel very philosophical, and I had this thought. We all have bridges to cross and weight to bear. At times it may seem impossible or even dangerous. It's at these times where I feel we live the most. Living life on the edge of impossible is where we feel the most alive.
Alright folks, got the tent set up. Starting to get gear put into here. Had to kind of rush in here really fast though because it started raining outside. And it's kind of intense out there still. Let's take a look. There you go. Some rain coming in, nothing major, but beautiful day camping at 10,000 feet. All right, we have all our shelters up and in place, ready to go. There's mine. We got a couple of the other tents right over here. And Rick's got his hammock going up. Plus, we have one more tent back here in the back. And you can tell it is getting dark quick back here. Sun is setting. Rick's almost ready though. It was a little bit of a hike in here, man. I was a little beat getting here too. I think next time we'll car camp. How's that sound?
Sounds wonderful.
Awesome. All right, folks. Well, let's go over here and see what Royd's doing. He is getting some filming going as well. He's very happy with his new cameras.
My wild spirit was feeling alive and curious about what's next in this awesome wilderness. My heart felt full and happy as the wilderness released the shackles of humanity and I became one with the forest.
All the way around me is just this intense beauty, but back here behind me, which is right back there, you can see there's a storm coming in or passing by us. It's a big one. But we're not in it right now, so this is really, really cool. It's passing by us, looks like, yeah. Wow. Down below is Albuquerque, the Rio Grande Valley. So we're up next to the storm. We're not under it, but literally right next to it.
That night as we slept, a large thunder and lightning storm happened. We were at nearly 10,000 feet in elevation, and somehow the storm missed us by just a tiny bit. All night the lightning flashed over the city, but somehow was just south of where we were camping. I'll be honest, I did not sleep well that night. The storm was loud and bright, so I dozed off and on, but that was about it. And there's a lesson to be learned here, and that is this. It's probably better not to camp on top of a mountain near 10,000 feet of elevation during the monsoon season. We were lucky this time, but it could have been a lot worse. That storm that happened just missed us, and it was bad. If the storm had been further north, we would have been inside the clouds and the storm. That would have been scary and potentially life-threatening. So, lesson learned.
Good morning, folks. Welcome back to another James Blackburn experience. It's a little after 6 a.m. up here on the crest of the mountain. Thought I'd wander around the woods for a few minutes and just take in some of the beauty. And of course, back here behind the woods, there is a sunrise that's happening. Wish you could see it better. Let's take a look. You can kind of see some of the orange through there a little bit. It was a good night up here last night. The weather stayed pretty calm, although I woke up a few times during the nighttime and I could hear thunder and see flashes of lightning off in the distance. So that was kind of interesting, but we survived it. We're here, and it's a nice morning so far. I think it's going to be a beautiful day. Let's go over and take a quick look at the drop off here. See the city down below. We're looking directly to the west right now, but you can see the sun is picking up on some of those clouds. Pretty awesome. The views in all directions were amazing. I mean, how could I not be blown away? Well, to be honest, I was blown away and was feeling the energy of the area flowing like an electrical current throughout my wild spirit. The views everywhere were mind-blowing and I could not stop smiling. What a great day to be alive and experience this wonderful area of the American Southwest. Alright folks, everybody else is still sleeping. I'm the only one awake at the moment and wandering around, but I wanted to show you the radio towers up there on the mountain. That's where we're heading to later today after breakfast. It's about a mile or so from here. The one issue though is that you can tell from here on the ground where I'm standing to the radio towers is up in elevation from here, so that part's always rough, is going up, especially when you're carrying a full backpack, but thankfully it's only a mile and a half, so we'll be heading back this way later this morning. I breathed in the clean mountain air and felt truly alive again. The earth is coming alive. You can see the sun peeking through the trees over there. Beautiful moment. I love a good early morning in the mountains when you see the sun start to pop up in places like this. So beautiful and calm right now. Just loving it. So peaceful here. The feeling of being connected with the planet was a beautiful thing. I was out of breath but full of life. I felt at one with nature. I felt at one with the earth and the universe. I knew I'd felt like this before, but it had been a while and I was glad to be back where I belonged, the wilderness. Alright folks, check this out. They just showed me that they discovered earlier ladybugs on the trees here, and this is just a little tiny spot here, but they're going up the tree. There's just tons of them. Ladybugs. That is really, really awesome. I've never seen so many before. Wow. In the Sandia Mountains, up more than 10,000 feet in elevation, it was a ladybug bonanza. It was pretty much an annual phenomenon, although the intensity can vary depending on the conditions. Personally, I'm unsure if these were indeed ladybugs or possibly the Asian lady beetle. There's just thousands and thousands of ladybugs. It's not always easy, but distinguishing between the Asian lady beetles and ladybugs is possible. Ladybugs and Asian lady beetles definitely look similar. If you look closely, however, you'll be able to spot a few key differences. First of all, Asian lady beetles are slightly larger than ladybugs. While all ladybugs are bright red with black spots, Asian lady beetles' coloration can vary from red to orange. The easiest way to tell Asian lady beetles apart from ladybugs at a glance is to look at the white M. Asian lady beetles have a distinctive, highly visible M-shaped black marking on their otherwise white heads. This marking varies in size, thickness, and overall shape, but it's always there. Ladybugs' heads are mostly white with small white markings. Ladybugs' white markings are confined to the sides of the head and may resemble cheeks. It's the most ladybugs I've ever seen. They're like on tons of trees here. I could feel the forest surrounding me and my stress melting away.
Today had been a perfect day so far.
All right, folks, people are starting to stir, getting up and doing some things, taking in the view, checking out millions of ladybugs up here covering some of the trees. And it's time probably to start packing up and breaking down some of the gear here in a little bit. But first, a little breakfast. All around me was some beautiful landscape, and I wanted to take it all in while I was here. I love to capture nice moments and experiences, and then I have it documented and I can edit it down as a memory to share. I knew I was fortunate to be here, and I was not going to take any of this for granted. I wanted to take it all in. I wanted to be a part of it all. I could hear the rocks, the trees, the wind, and the sky talking to me, and they were all saying the same thing. Respect us, and you are welcome here anytime. Respect I did, and I felt truly thankful to be welcomed here. All right, folks, got the tent pretty much emptied out. Gonna break that down next. It's a good campsite, served us well. Got a little chilly last night, and of course there were some thunderstorms nearby, but didn't stop us from having an enjoyable evening nonetheless. Here you go. Look at that view. All right, over here is an even more beautiful view, or just as beautiful. And back here was where camp was at for the night. 3 of our friends have already headed back, and they're back at the vehicles. But we're here with the gear. Rick's over here, he's getting ready as well. How's it going so far?
Having a flea market.
There you go.
A shakedown,
There it is. But this is how you get organized when you're outside. You get everything laid out, so
shake it all down.
yep, you know where everything is, and you find a home for it in the pack. So
That's right.
all right, well, we're going to be hiking out here probably in a little while and heading back to the vehicle, but good fun adventure. Thanks,
Almost
man.
11,000 feet.
Yep.
It's all hard to catch your breath up here.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. You can hear me on camera, I'm sure, but yeah, he's right. We're up almost 11,000 feet, and the air is thin. We're 2 miles above sea level about, and that is definitely a thing you can notice when you see this view right here.
The Sandia Mountains are a large mountain range located in Bernalillo and Sandoval counties, immediately to the east of the city of Albuquerque in New Mexico, in the southwestern United States.
We are on top of the mountain still. However, we have our gear packed up and ready to go. Gathering the last videos here of this excursion for this location, although I'll probably film a little bit on the way out. But yeah, it's just been a beautiful day. Really loving it. I gotta say, it's quite an adventure camping up here at about 10,000 feet and having a big thunderstorm roll through the area last night. That was kind of neat, and just enjoying it now. Sun feels warm, but the air still feels cool, so it's really a beautiful morning. Those birds flittering around, and you just can't complain. If you complain when you're in a place like this, then you're doing it wrong.
The Sandia Mountains are the most visited range in New Mexico. Numerous hiking trails exist on both sides of the range, such as the popular La Luz Trail and the Crest Trail. Much of the west side of the range is included in the Sandia Mountain Wilderness. It's possible to walk the entire spine of the Sandia Mountains, a 26-mile hike with over 4,000 feet in elevation gain. The Sandia Mountains rise to 10,678 feet at Sandia Crest, which is topped by television and radio towers, and offers panoramic views of more than 11,000 square miles. Summer storms can cause dramatic temperature drops, and hypothermia is possible even during the warmest months, so always carry protective clothing. Summer storms can also produce lightning that can be very dangerous for hikers on peaks and exposed ridges. So if you see a storm coming in, take the necessary precautions for safety.
All right, folks, journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. We're about 10 steps into it. Well, about a mile from camp, About a half mile left to go to the parking lot. And there's a little side trail here that I checked out last week, but I didn't go too far. And it goes down into the forest here. I believe this is a rock trail, hiking trail for rock climbing access. That's what I was trying to say. And I don't want to go too far down it because that means I have to come back up. But you can tell by looking here, this is some serious mountain terrain here. It's steep. You would not want to go bushwhacking down this. You definitely want to stay on the trail. Well, this is a really intense, steep trail. I know it doesn't look that steep on here, but if you look at it from down here, it's a lot of going up. I wouldn't want to hike this for hours at a time, especially with a big heavy backpack on. Wow. Yeah, there you go. Back up to the main trail.
I took a small break in the shade for a few minutes as I enjoyed the mountain goodness all around me. Only a half mile left back to the trailhead and the parking lot.
All right, folks. I'm about a little less than a half mile from the trailhead. It's become a sense of urgency now because Rick is hurting bad. This thin air's not agreeing with him. He's got some busted up ribs from a fall he took in the mountains a few months ago. So he's hurting. I had him turn off back behind me and head down to the road. So I'm gonna go get my truck and drive down, pick him up, and bring him back up to his truck so he doesn't have to walk as much. Thin air's getting me too. All right, bud. Come back to the fenced-in tower area, so you know you're getting close to the parking lot when that happens. Well, the parking lot is within sight, so I'll grab my truck, head down, get Rick, and call it a day here in a little bit. Head back to Albuquerque. All right, folks, as you can see, I'm in the truck, made it back to the parking lot. I drove down the road this direction here to go pick up Rick, and he was doing fine, and he's back here in the truck with me now. So he's gonna be getting in his own vehicle in a minute.
Old age, shortness of breath, hypoxia, tired, haven't eaten dinner, breakfast. A lot of stamina to get the hell out of there, and I appreciate your help.
No problem, man. That's what friends do for each other.
That's
so,
right.
So all right.
I'm not gonna forget this.
No problem. You're welcome, man.
Yeah, we saw the road, parking lot. James was like, hey man, there's a quarter mile off the trail. Let's go down there and come pick you up in the truck. And it's like, I feel 100% more now that I'm got some nurturing snacks and I'm out of the forest. Yeah.
There's our nurturing snacks there. Yep, we're back. We're still alive on the right side of the dirt.
And I feel so much more alive than carrying that 45 pounds straight uphill for a mile.
Yeah, that was tough.
That was tough.
All right, folks, that concludes this awesome journey. We still have to drive out of the mountains and back to town, but you've seen that drive on my channel a million times, so I'm not going to show it to you again. So I'm going to wrap it up here by saying love, love, hate, hate, take care of each other.
Thank you for watching the James Blackburn Experience. Be sure to check my YouTube channel for almost 900 additional video adventures. Thanks for watching.
Purple marshes.
All right, that's perfect. I love it.